everyone, this is Ibrahim Siraj Pasha and you are watching my YouTube channel. Today we are going to have an interview session with Alina Ansar. She is an enthusiast who is currently pursuing her clinical medicine degree from North Sichuan Medical College in Nanchong City, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. And she is going to share her experiences of studying in China. And we had an amazing session with each other. So if you really like this video, must subscribe my channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you so much and stay blessed.
Your voice is getting so it's so low. I cannot hear it clearly. Like you need to speak a bit louder for that.
You can still not hear me.
Yeah, it's fine now.
It's fine. Are you sure it's fine? Can we start? Can we begin?
Yes, we can. Ready, 1, 2, 3, go!
Okay, Alina. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum salam. I'm good. How are you, Ibrahim?
I'm doing okay. Long time no see, huh?
Yeah, really long. Last met in Munich, I remember.
So those who don't know, Alina and I met each other like in Mall United Nations at NUST PNEC. It's back in 2015, if I'm not wrong, Alina. If I'm recalling it correctly.
In the, and we were in the same committee and we were in the same blog as well. I remember. Till date, I remember when the whole committee was against you. I was the one standing beside you for supporting you because we were almost the same allies. We were the allies, so I was the one supporting you, and there were 3 or 4 more people. But it was a good time.
Yeah, it was a great time. Alina, before officially starting the interview, I would like you to tell us about the situation of Pakistan. Are you okay? Are you feeling all right? How is the situation of pandemic in Pakistan? Tell me about this first.
Okay, so if we talk about the pandemic happening here in Pakistan, it's worse. There is much hype created about the pandemic, as in reality, it's not so not so on the peak. When I go out, I see every other person, even I'm sitting home and going outside, every other person is talking about the pandemic. Oh my God, see this corona, what has corona done this to us, and how our life is affected, and all this kind of things. But in reality, this hype is giving us all depression, anxiety, and it's like not making us live a normal life. And this is not good for our mental health. But people of Pakistan, it's difficult for them to understand, but slowly and gradually, if we people would be the one making the changes. So I would say everybody to just not create so much hype and not talk so much about it, just be positive about things, whereas people are not really positive about things.
So,
That's
so
all I
when
just
this,
wanted to say
so
about
when this
it.
pandemic started, Alina, actually in China, because it initiated from China, were you staying in China over there or not?
Yeah, I was. The pandemic took place in China. Like it started back in November 2019, and I came back to Pakistan in the end of February.
Okay.
I was not in my city as well when this pandemic took the peak. I was in another city with my friends. I was planning to have a tour for China. Like there's a ice festival which occurs every year in China in the winter season. It's called the Ice City. The city name is Harbin. So I had plans of going there, but unfortunately, because of the pandemic, I didn't go there. My tickets got cancelled for that. I had to go to Thailand. The tickets got cancelled, all because of this pandemic. Because no flight was going from China to another country, and no flight was getting entered into the city, into the country because of this pandemic.
Yeah, right. But I heard that many Pakistani Chinese students, they are blocked within China and they didn't find a return flight back to Pakistan. So how was the
No,
atmosphere over there?
this is clearly false. Because I'm an example in front of you, and all of my friends, all of my batchmates, they all came to Pakistan. From the flights, there was no special flight mentioned, but I took the normal flight. There were the flights, yes, the flights price were increased because of this situation. But honestly, the Chinese government and the Chinese people, they helped us so much and so much. Like we were not finding ways out to travel intercity, but the Chinese people really helped us out in coming back to my own city and then taking the flight back from my city to Malaysia. So this was
I
not the
guess there
problem,
was
but
so,
this was
there
a
were
hype.
so many yeah, can't find enough food to eat. So all these were rumors, or These were the correct news.
No, this is also false because I was staying there and my friend, like I was, the Walmart is the place which is open 24/7 and it was never closed during the whole pandemic. Still till date, the whole Walmart was open. Everything was available there. I used to live there. Like everything was available for me. Yes, it was price. It was a bit pricey in the pandemic, but it was, but still things were available for all of us. Like we can, the subways, metro stations were open, Walmart was open, everything was open for us. But you know, this is the only hype. I'm just talking about one thing again and again, and that is the hype. Everybody just is talking about so much and so much and so much that, oh my god, because my relatives, they used to call me, where are you? Come back, and I'm gonna book a flight for you. Like how many flights I can take? Like every other person was offering me flights. I was saying, okay, just give me money. I'll just do it, whatever I want. And like every other person was giving me this kind of things. I myself was so much like I was in depression for like for so many days because of my relatives and my friends and family. Like everybody was calling me and asking me, where are you? What are you doing? Where are you? What are you? Don't go out, don't go out, don't go out. My mother, like she was always on call with me just to make sure that I'm having a mask on, I'm having my gloves on, and I'm taking all the precautions given by the government. But actually, there were no precautions given by the government. But I, like, she used to make sure that I have a mask on and I have a sanitizer in my pocket always. Like she was the one who was making sure for all the things.
Okay. So thanks for this clarification, because I guess that was quite necessary. So Alina, let's start from the quite beginning. Okay, let's start from your family first, and then your primary and secondary schooling. So first, tell the viewers about your primary and secondary schooling and current field of studies that you are pursuing from China.
Okay. I'm born in Karachi, and my whole schooling, everything was done in Karachi. I'm a pass out of Karachi Public School, and I did my intermediate from Harry College, Karsas. And the whole personality, like the person I am today, is all because of my schools and college, because they gave me so much and so much confidence, and like they gave me like the confidence in me to talk to people, because you know, I belong from a mediocre family, and you know, in Pakistan there are people, like it's a taboo kind of thing. Like if a girl is going out to study abroad, like everybody's like, why China? Why China? Because I got the scholarship opportunity from Germany, and my college offered me to teach me the language as well. But my dad, unfortunately, because that degree was in humanities, so my dad said no clearly for that. Why? Because I was meant to be a doctor since from the beginning. So my dad wanted me to be a doctor. So he said, when I told him that I want to go to China for MBBS without any hustle and bustle, he said, yes, I'm gonna sponsor you for everything. You can go. And that's it. That's where I am.
So you don't wanted to be a doctor in life. What you wanted to be in life? What were the aims
No.
in
It's not that.
Huh?
No, it's not that. I
So
wanted to be a
what
doctor,
what
but
were you aiming in life to achieve?
what?
What were you aiming in life to achieve, Alina?
Okay. Like since from my childhood, my dad wanted me to be a doctor. So I always wanted to be like to study MBBS in Pakistan. And my dad, like actually from when I was 2 years old or 3 years old, I went to USA. And my dad, since that day, my dad had one thing in my mind, and he said that I'll send Alina to Oxford for her further studies. But you know, things don't go the way we think, and things don't work out the way we want. So it didn't happen that way. So now I'm in China, like because my dad had got his paralysis like 13 years back. He got his paralysis, Harvard paralysis, so that our family got disturbed and all. So that's why I didn't go there. So now in China, like I am studying there and I'm working there as well, because on the studying student visa, you're not allowed to work. So that's a very kind of hidden kind of thing. Like if you're working, so that's a hidden thing that you have to tell everybody about you working,
Yeah,
or
we will discuss about
like
this
have
work
to keep it
experience,
hidden.
because I want to discuss this student work in much detail later on. But at first, just tell us what were the
Yeah.
reasons and motives you wanted to have study abroad, because I guess if you wanted to pursue in career in medicine, there are many good universities in Pakistan which offer MBBS degrees. So what were the main motives and reasons that you wanted to pursue higher education in China, for instance?
Okay. Basically, I was I always have had a mindset of studying abroad since from my childhood. As I told mentioned earlier about my dad, he always used to say me that you'll go America, you'll go to USA, you go to USA. So that thing was there in my mind since from the beginning. So that made me boost my like confidence and like that made me stand for it and let me go to abroad to China for studying MBBS.
Okay.
And you know what? Honestly speaking, like here in Pakistan, the environment I wanted is like Pakistan was not offering me the environment I wanted, so that was there available in abroad. So that's why I went to China.
Okay.
That is it.
Okay. So there were many countries like you. I still remember you always used to say that you want to go to United States, you want to go to UK. So why particularly you chose China for your higher studies? What was the main motive behind choosing China
It's,
as?
because as I already mentioned you before, that things don't work out the way we want, and
Okay.
they don't happen the way like we want it to go. So China was an option opted by because they were offering me scholarship, and number two, it was affordable, like it was budget friendly. It was
Okay.
like friendly to the pocket. That is
So
why I chose
are you
China,
studying
and
on a fully,
I did
yeah,
not
are you
waste
studying
my
on a fully funded scholarship in China?
No, I'm not. I'm not studying on a fully funded scholarship, but yes, now I will be like because in China you have to like the scholarship depends on the grades you get on in every semester. So like I got for in the first year I got good grades. In the second year I got good grades. So in the second year I got my scholar half like it was partially funded, and but now in the third year I will be a fully funded scholarship student in my university.
Okay. So tell us about your university. From which university you are pursuing your clinical medicine degree, and like what's the environment over there? What's the ranking of that particular university? Just tell us the university experience.
Okay. I study in North Sichuan Medical College. It's situated in the Sichuan province and Nanchong city. And
Nanchong.
the university in Nanchong, yes.
Nanchong.
It's Nanchong. And basically, there are two cities named as Nanchang and Nanchong. So I study in Nanchong. Like my university is located in Nanchong city. It's a very small city. Like it's nothing too much to do around, and my university as well. Like it's kind of boring for people like us who always want to party, who always want noisy environment around. Like it's boring for us, but you know, for the students who really want to study hard and who really want a study environment around, it is the place for them to go. Honestly speaking, like it offers like it has a library, it has every other after every other miles you'll find Chinese people sitting like Chinese guys and girls, like they will be in a group and they will be studying and discussing about the studies. That's what the environment is of my university there.
Okay, so is it primarily a medical college, or there are other fields which people can pursue in that university as well? Are there any engineering fields or humanities fields over there?
No. Basically that's a medical college. So there you just have MBBS, you have nursing, you have gynecology, like you have the small medical fields as well there. But the main motive of that university is the MBBS, like clinical medicine, which is called in China.
Okay. So it's primarily a medical college.
Yeah.
Okay. चाइना में जाओ और फ्री एजुकेशन हासिल करो, जिसको भी फ्री में पढ़ना है जाए, चला जाए चाइना, चला जाए. तो ये क्या सच है या नहीं है, या कोई हर कोई मतलब फ्री में एजुकेशन हासिल कर सकता है?
No, actually, on some up to some extent, it's true as well. Because for bachelors, they really don't offer scholarships. Like as I mentioned you earlier, that it depends on the grades you get every semester. So like if you're getting good grades, you can be offered a scholarship by the university. And you know, in China, there is one very good thing, that is the provincial scholarship system. Like the whole government of China, it offers a scholarship to the students who have good grades, like the foreigner students who have good grades. So the government of China offers them scholarships as well. maybe fully funded, maybe partially funded. But they really do offer, like they offer scholarships just to motivate and like let other people like get attracted towards China and study there. And you know, there are so many people, like literally my friends. I have so many friends there who come over for the language course, and then they turn into like bachelor's or masters or something like that. Because in language they have scholarships, and this taboo as well. Like I would really call it a taboo, because every other person says it that you're studying in China, free में पढ़ रही होगी, तुम्हारा तो कोई खर्चा नहीं होगा, blah blah blah. But this is honestly, this is not true.
Okay,
To
okay.
so many extents not.
Alina, share us your expenses per month that you have to pay per month, and ट्यूशन फीस आपकी कितनी है जो आपके पेरेंट्स जो है वो अफोर्ड करते हैं, तो ताकि व्यूअर्स को इतना भी पता चले कि जो है फ्री में हमेशा एजुकेशन नहीं होती है, मेडिसिन पर्टिकुलरली बहुत खर्चा मांगती है मेरे ख्याल से.
बिल्कुल. मेरी my monthly expense is almost 1,000 RMB. RMB is currency for in China.
Yeah, just tell us in US
1,000
dollars,
RMB.
maybe convert it in US dollars if it's
US
possible.
dollars. Okay, in US dollar it's 700 US dollars almost.
So per month living expenses including food and accommodation goes to 700 US dollars.
No. It does not include accommodation. It has food. It has traveling. It has my electricity bills, my water bills, and like small things like for buying me buying some clothes and me buying some room decor things. It includes all of it. Like not mostly, but you can like have a good living in this.
I guess 700 US dollars are too much because I'm living in Hungary and I mostly, including accommodation and food expenses, my expenses per month goes max 400 US dollars, not more than that, including everything.
Okay, this is great. But you know, like it depends on the person, like how much you can spend. Like even me, I can spend money in like
I guess you are a
$300 or
high
$400.
maintenance person, so you need more money. Maybe you are a high maintenance person, that's why.
No, it's not that. Like it basically depends on a person. Like if I like if I want if because I'm a social going person, I'm an outgoing person, so I have to meet more people, I have to job work, and like I have to travel. So for that I need more money. So that's why my living expenses almost you can say $700, $700 to $800 a month.
Okay. So if you include accommodation also, so how much it does go?
Okay, so if the accommodation is concerned, the accommodation and the tuition fee is accumulatively given by like I pay it accumulatively. So I don't have for the accommodation. It's basically 6,000 RMB. It's $1,000 for the whole.
Okay. So can you tell us about major fully funded scholarship programs in which students can apply every year? What are the scholarship deadlines or something? If you have any, knowledge about fully funded opportunities.
Okay. In Pakistan, there is a program named CEC, through which the students apply for scholarships in China. And in China, you don't get fully funded scholarship. This thing is to be kept in mind that you don't get fully funded scholarship. It depends on the grades, and like yes, for the master students, you get like if you apply from CEC or another programs, you get stipend every year, and it is fully funded for the masters. I don't know about the bachelors, because I have bachelor's friends. They don't really have much.
I guess there are only fully funded scholarships in China for bachelors if the language of instruction is Chinese, right? If they study in Chinese, then I guess they have fully funded scholarship in bachelors. No?
For bachelors, like first of all, like yes, they do offer scholarship, but it's not fully funded. You get to have the scholarship, but it's not fully funded. It's like $700 or $1,000 maximum, or maximum $2,000 per annum, not per semester, per annum. It's not fully funded, but yes, you get like some amount of the scholarship.
Okay. So what would you advise to the students कि वो आके bachelors वहाँ पे pursue करें या masters आके pursue करें?
I would personally suggest people to pursue masters there in China, because it's like free. It's free of cost. Like you get the living, you get this tuition fees paid by university itself, and they even pay you for living there. Honestly speaking, they pay you Pakistani rupees 1 lakh every month. Like the university gives you as a scholarship, or you can say as a stipend every month, and like from that money you can like just save, or you can party, or you can just do anything you want.
ओके सो चाइना में कौन कौन सी renowned यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं जिनके बारे में आप बताना चाहेंगी, और कौन सी बेस्ट फील्ड्स हैं जो बंदे को चाइना से परस्यू करनी चाहिए? टेक्निकल फील्ड्स हैं, मेडिसिन अच्छी है चाइना की, या फिर ह्यूमैनिटीज जो हैं वो अच्छी हैं चाइना की, और अच्छी यूनिवर्सिटीज कौन कौन सी है? क्योंकि आप तो मेडिसिन पढ़ रही हैं, लेकिन वो बंदे जो मेडिसिन नहीं पढ़ना चाहते वो कौन सी यूनिवर्सिटीज के लिए अप्लाई करने का सोचें?
बेसिकली बीजिंग के अंदर देयर इज अ यूनिवर्सिटी नेम पेकिंग यूनिवर्सिटी, वो बहुत अच्छी है, दैट इज फॉर लैंग्वेज, and many of my teachers are studying from there, and they say that university is the best in the like it is listed in the top like in the top world directory list as well for the universities. It is the best university there. And iske alawa, like if I talk about there is a university named, it is located in my in the big city, it's called Chengdu. There we have as well like big universities जहाँ पे आपको like IT का बहुत स्कोप है, और इसके अलावा एग्रीकल्चरल यूनिवर्सिटी है, उसका बहुत स्कोप है वहाँ पे, because in Pakistan we really don't have so much equipments, and we don't have technology like we want for a research. Like for research we really want technology, we really want some machineries. In China we have that machineries as well. So I would suggest, like if you want to continue your masters or your bachelor's in agriculture, in engineering, in IT, I think China is the best option for you.
China is the best option
In terms of technology, in terms of machinery.
ओके राइट ओके सो अब हम आते हैं मेरे ख्याल से जॉब और वर्क एक्सपीरियंस की साइड पे. टेल अस अबाउट द जॉब एंड वर्क एक्सपीरियंस फॉर स्टूडेंट्स. वो पार्ट टाइम जॉब वहाँ पे कर सकते हैं या नहीं कर सकते हैं? क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं वहाँ पे वर्क की?
Basically, it is illegal to work on student visa, but every other person is working, including me. I'm also working, but you have to keep it hidden, because
So legally you cannot work in China as a student. You cannot work in China.
So you cannot work in China. Yes, but my university, they said me that you can work for some hours, like if you're like on the vacations you can work, but you have to keep it hidden. Like you should not get caught by the police. Till then you can work. And if you're caught, this
is
straight
pretty
away
weird,
like,
I guess.
yeah, it's very dangerous, but still people do. Even I work, it's fine, but you have to make sure you're not being caught, or you're not publicizing your like that you're working, or you're working in this school. Like you have to keep it, and even with your friends. Like in China there is so much of jealousy factor that people really like go to the university department and tell the officials that this person of this roll number is working in this college or in this school. So this really happened. Like with my senior, she was a Pakistani. She was deported, and she didn't get her degree. Because of that, she got caught by the police.
So if a person has the risk of getting deported, then why to work at the first place?
But it is important, because as I mentioned that $700 for you is a big amount, but for us it's like small amount. Why? Because people who are social going, or who want to travel, or within China, traveling within China is also very expensive. So like you have to earn, like for the good living you have to earn, and it is important. And it's important for the good exposure as well, because with that you can learn like you can learn to communicate with the Chinese, and you can learn how to like communicate spoken Chinese, because spoken Chinese and written Chinese, there is a vast difference between both of them. So like this gives you an experience and exposure and adventure, and what I can call, that's it.
और की वेज कितनी होती है स्टूडेंट्स के? नॉर्मली आप काम करती हैं तो आपको मैक्सिमम कितनी पर आवर वेज मिलती है, या वो मंथली बेसिस पे वेजेस होती हैं या आवर्स के हिसाब से मिलती हैं?
No, it's based on hours. Basically, like it depends. Some schools offer me like 300 RMB per hour. Some offer me 200 RMB per hour. Some really offer me 150 RMB per hour. It depends. Like it depends on the level of.
Can you convert them to US dollars, please?
US dollars, okay, it's like almost $100.
$100 per hour?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
$100 per hour.
It depends. Like I already mentioned you that it depends on the person. Like it depends on how bigger the school is and what is the level of the schooling. Like if it's all like technology based, like it has projector on and it has some like
So
10
you
to
wanna
12
so, no, so you wanna say that if you are working and you get like $100 per hour, so in 1 month you earn around $2,000 or $3,000?
No, no. Okay. I cannot work full time. Okay. I actually cannot convert the really a very amount into dollars because I don't have so much experience
Yeah,
about dollars.
so 100 US
But
dollars is like around 12,000 Pakistani rupees, 12,000 per hour.
I know that. But you know, you can really earn in like 2 days. This much amount you can earn in like 2 days. Like at least you can earn 1,000 RMB in 2 days. 1,000 RMB is like $700 in 2 days.
In 2
I
days.
can, but because I did it personally. I did it personally, and you can earn this much amount.
Okay, so per month, how much you can earn? Or how much maximum you have earned per
Okay,
month?
it depends on the hours I work because as I told you that there are many chances of being caught. So I work on Saturdays and Sundays. Like I work on weekends. Okay, that's the privacy I'm disclosing out. But okay, but I work only on weekends in order to save my time and like focus more on studies because I'm not allowed by my parents to work. But in order to get the experience and exposure, and if I get the chance of me staying in China for like the whole of my life, for the rest of my life. So yes, that is an opportunity for me. So yes, I will do that. So that is why I work. And sitting home idle is not a solution for things. So I would suggest everybody to work because it's important to get exposure. It's important to learn things. It's important to how to you communicate with people. And Chinese are very clever. Like they're very clever. Like a simple person, like a person like you who have never been to China, like you can easily be robbed by them. Honestly, you can easily be robbed by them for like things like because you don't know Chinese language, you don't know how to communicate, you don't know how to travel, like so many things. Because in the beginning, I also faced this kind of problem, but now I can say like yes, I can deal with the Chinese really nice.
Okay. So for working as a student in China, like working hiddenly, so do you need Chinese language or you can work in English language as well? It's fine for you.
Okay, you can work in English language. It's good if you have a good Chinese language because
So have
it's
you learned
important.
Chinese?
Yes, I have. I have passed my HSK4 exam. HSK4 is a basically Hanyu Shaping Kaoshi. It means the Chinese language examination. I'm sorry.
Okay.
HSK4 is basically you can say the bachelor's in Chinese language. It's like in simple language, we can say bachelor's in Chinese language. So I have passed the examination with good grades as well. Like it's important for my university. It is important.
Yeah, I guess you need to personally deal with the patients and also you need to learn the Chinese language, right? For
Yes,
your practical
even
work.
now, like in my university, they're teaching medical Chinese. Like for example, what do you call respiratory system in Chinese language? What do you call the brain in Chinese language? What do you call a hand in Chinese? This is important. Like in order to communicate with the patients, like fourth year, I will be like in my hospital. So it is important for me to learn that. Like in order to communicate with the people.
Okay. Okay. Also tell us about the language barrier because I guess you are studying in a medical college where the language of instruction is as far as I know it's English, right? The teachers
Yeah.
teach in English, right? But
Yeah.
the thing is that because mostly where the native language is not English, I guess the teachers have some problem while explaining and delivering lectures to the students. So okay, so tell us about that experience because I'm facing in Hungary a lot. Teachers know a lot, but they cannot explain it quite well because we know English so much
Exactly.
as a Pakistani.
That is
Yeah.
the same thing. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Like in China, like I faced a lot of problems till the time I was not so familiar with the language Chinese. But now, but still the teachers still cannot make us very clear about the topic. But they try their level best to explain us. But at some point, they still lack in explaining us because of the language barrier. So like you have to be very cautious and you have to be very attentive in the class in order to the teacher and like the teacher and the student, like there's the communication. You have to be very attentive and you have to be very careful while listening because sometimes they say don't do it and what they really mean is do it. So this thing like because of the language thing, this thing really happened with me. So this is
ओके 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 ऑल्सो एक तो ये भी एक नोशन बहुत बड़ा होता है कि आप समझते हो कि आप बाहर कोई किसी मुल्क में जाएंगे तो वहाँ पे आप पहले सेमेस्टर की या 2 सेमेस्टर की आप फीस पे कर लें, उसके बाद आप लोगों को ये प्री कंसीव नोशन मिल जाता है कि आप वहाँ जाएंगे तो आप काम करेंगे, तो काम करेंगे तो आप इतना काम करना शुरू हो जाएंगे कि आप अपनी ट्यूशन फीस भी अफोर्ड कर लेंगे और फिर आप अपने महीने का खर्चा भी अफोर्ड कर लेंगे, आप अपना खाना पीना भी अफोर्ड कर लेंगे। तो क्या ये इतना काम होता है, ये पॉसिबिलिटी हो सकती है कि एक बंदा कहे कि मैं अपनी ट्यूशन फीस भी
ऐसा
खुद भरूंगा
होता नहीं
और मैं खाऊंगा भी खुद?
ऐसा होता नहीं है as I told you because like for my degree like I am an MBBS student so like I have 8 to 6 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. I have classes consecutively from Monday to Friday but I have friends in like engineering in computer science as well CS so they work yes they work on weekdays as well in order to get the pays like I have so many even I have so many friends in my university who work day and night like in weekdays as well they skip their classes they go to work in order to like fulfill their needs like every मतलब monthly basis के जो आपके अखराजात होते हैं तो वो सब फिर आप फुलफिल करने के लिए वो बंदे करते नहीं है बट आई पर्सनली डोंट वर्क बिकॉज माय पेरेंट्स अफोर्ड like they send me every month the money
आई गेस इट्स वेरी
I want
डिफिकल्ट कि आप मतलब इतना काम करो कि आप ट्यूशन फीस भी भरो, उसके बाद आप अपना पर मंथ के एक्सपेंसेस भी भरो एंड देन यू हैव टू फोकस ऑन योर स्टडीज एज वेल। तो आप जब इतना काम करोगे तो पढ़ोगे कैसे मेरे ख्याल से?
यही तो बात है ये वहां पे जाके ना वो कहते हैं ना कि पैसा बहुत बहुत बुरी बला है तो वो वाकई में सच कहते हैं क्योंकि लोग पागल हो जाते हैं पैसे को देख के if a dog is given like a bone into his mouth obviously he will be like running towards the bone obviously he will not be going on towards study thing like in order to get a good life मतलब वो सीधे पाथ पे नहीं जाएगा वो जाएगा कि यार जल्दी से पैसे मिल रहे हैं वहां से पैसे पकड़ लो और अपना काम निकालो so like people really do that like they skip their classes they go to work they earn और इस तरह के होते हैं मतलब मसले मसाइल
Okay, अभी मेरे ख्याल से बहुत सारी ये एजुकेशनल गुफ्तगू होगी, थोड़ी सेंसिटिव गुफ्तगू होगी, हम थोड़ा अभी चेंज करते हैं, चाइना की एक्सपीरियंस के बारे में आपसे बात करेंगे। आप पहले सबसे पहले बताएंगे चाइनीज लोग कैसे हैं, आर दे कोऑपरेटिव, इंटरनेशनल्स को पसंद करते हैं या रेसिस्ट बंदे हैं?
No, they're not racist. They actually like they love Chinese. हम जैसे पाकिस्तानी हैं, हम लोग हर किसी को open heartedly welcome करते हैं. It is the same for Chinese. Like for me personally, like we are Pakistanis so, and China-Pakistan relationship. You already know how it is. So every other person like open heartedly welcome us. Like my mom recently came to China to visit me. So like she was wearing a dupatta in her like in her neck. So every person was stopping me and like asking me who is she, what is she doing, who is she, what, why is she wearing this? Like I told them like we are from Pakistan, and like they used to offer us, they asked us to sit, they have meals, like they were strangers for us, but they honestly like asked us to sit, talk, and have food with us. Even though the food was not worth eating, but still like they used to like give their best in like hospitality. Like Chinese people are best in the way in terms of hospitality and things. Because I went to Malaysia recently, I didn't enjoy it. Like honestly, I didn't enjoy it because like every other person was seeing us with so much like they were so like they were so much suspicious about us. Like they were giving us like grumpy eyes and kind of things. But in China, it's not like that. Honestly speaking, like they're so helpful and they're so hospitable and they're so kind and caring in terms of babies all.
सो दैट मीन्स कि जो चाइना वाली जो और पाकिस्तान वाली फ्रेंडशिप की जो एक लाइन होती है चाइना पाकिस्तान भाई भाई वाली, ये बिल्कुल सही है।
बिल्कुल सही है, बिल्कुल सही है, ये तो बात बिल्कुल सच है। आपको पता है my mother went to Lahore like कुछ दिनों पहले, so she met a Chinese lady there and she just said her ni hao, and ni hao means hello and
Yeah.
Fangyo means friend, so she just said those two words and that lady was so overwhelmed to listen that, and like she took the picture with her and like they had the coffee together, तो मतलब इस तरह का होता है कि मतलब वो चाइना पाकिस्तान भाई भाई, तो वो वाकई में ऐसा सच भी है। खाली चाइना के अंदर नहीं, पाकिस्तान के अंदर भी ऐसा ही है बिल्कुल। अच्छा इब्राहिम, आई जस्ट वांटेड टू क्लियर वन थिंग आउट, लाइक you asked me about a living expense. So I just had one thing recalled in my mind, like if I convert 1,000 US dollars, it becomes 700 RMB. So it's not 700 US dollar, it's 700 RMB. It's not 100 RMB. It's if $100 are converted into 700 $100 are converted into 700 RMB. Yes, it is.
Yeah, so I didn't get
You
you.
got it.
Can you please explain me again? I didn't get you. What you're trying to say?
I'm sorry. It's that like 100 US dollars is if converted, it becomes 700 RMB. So 700 RMB is the living expense of a person residing in China. Apparently, $100 or $150.
So you mean to say that per
It's
month you
not
only need
700 US dollars.
okay, so it's 100 US dollars, right?
Ibrahim, your call disconnected. Can you please say again?
Yeah, I'm saying that so it's 100 US dollars per month, not 700 US dollars.
Yeah, 100 to 150 US dollars per month.
Yeah, so
For,
I was
for,
right. I
for
said I live
just-
like within $400, so I was right? $700 are too much.
yeah, I just recalled one thing, why, because I convert 100 US dollars into like RMB, it's 700 RMB. So I was confused in RMB and US dollar. I was converting 700 US dollar into 100 RMB.
That's the big clarification you just told now, because after ये इंटरव्यू हमारा हो जाता और फिर लोगों को पता चलता तो वो लोग हो जाता कि 700 US डॉलर्स कहाँ से लाएंगे बेचारे वो पर मंथ के एक्सपीरियंस
सही बात है, because अगर पाकिस्तानी रुपीस की बात की जाए, so it's like 30,000 to 35,000 rupees per month for me to spend a month for a living.
and 700 US dollars is around 1 lakh Pakistani per month.
जी बिल्कुल, मुझे अभी याद आया, मैंने कहा यार 700 US डॉलर से कितने सारे पैसे हो जाते होंगे, मतलब इन पैसों में तो मतलब इतनी सारी पार्टी कर सकती हूँ, बट एंड स्टिल आई जस्ट रिकॉल्ड, ओ माय गॉड व्हाट डिड आई से, आई एम सॉरी फॉर दैट।
तो इसी तरह जो आपने जॉब का और वर्क का बताया, तो वो आपको जो 2 दिन आप कही थी जॉब करने के बाद, वो फिर आपको 700 US डॉलर ही मिलते हैं?
अच्छा मैं आपको बताती हूँ, इसका ये है कि इट डिपेंड्स, मतलब आप जितने पर आवर्स काम करोगे, मतलब आपको पर आवर के हिसाब से मिलते हैं पाकिस्तानी 4,000 to 5,000 रुपीज पर आवर के हिसाब से। तो मतलब आप कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं उसके हिसाब से, मतलब अगर आप एक दिन में 4 घंटे काम कर रहे हो तो आपको उतने पैसे मिलेंगे, आप एक हफ्ते में इतने आवर्स काम कर रहे हो तो आपको उतने पैसे मिलेंगे। इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द आवर सिस्टम, एंड समटाइम्स इट्स नॉट द आवर सिस्टम, इट्स लाइक पर डे। आपको पर डे के हिसाब से, कुछ लोग होते हैं जैसे मैंने कुछ लोगों के साथ काम किया, दे पे मी 5,000 per day and some people pay me 5,000 per hour, so it depends like from person to person, like how much job।
काम किस नौइयत का होता है अलीना? इज इट अ लेबर वर्क, इज इट अ ऑफिस वर्क, कैसा काम होता है वहाँ पे स्टूडेंट्स के लिए?
Okay, you will be astonished to listen that, but it is a teaching job, and I work in a kindergarten, and
Okay.
like in different kindergarten. It's not that I get a contract for the whole year. It's that like they need an English teacher in this school, so I go there. They need English in that school, so I go there. It depends on the need of the schools, like if they need an English corner teacher or not. It depends on
Okay,
that.
so that's a teaching job, right? What are the other jobs for students?
Yeah.
कोई फैक्ट्री में लेबर जॉब भी होती है क्या?
नहीं, इसके अलावा मैंने अभी तक नहीं देखी, लाइक इट्स बीन 3 years मी लिविंग इन चाइना, बट मैंने अभी तक ऐसे कोई और डिफरेंट जॉब देखी नहीं है जो लाइक ऑफर कर रहे हो, करते हैं ऑफर, लेकिन वो बहुत, उनकी वेजेस बहुत कम होती है, लाइक इट्स वेरी लो, इट्स लाइक 2,000 रुपीस पाकिस्तान।
So you are trying to say कि मेन जॉब जो स्टूडेंट्स करते हैं वहाँ पे सारे टीचिंग की करते हैं?
मेजॉरिटी लाइक वो दूसरे सिटीज में जाते हैं, छोटे से चले जाएंगे, काउंटीज में चले जाएंगे, they go in villages, they go in counties, and like they go in outskirts area of the same city, like in order to get the job, because mid city mein there's a lot of competition, because there are so many foreigners residing in my city. So, and my city is small, as I already mentioned you earlier, that's a small city, so the job opportunities in my city are very less, so they basically go to different cities or different counties in order to get a job, like on weekends or
और चाइनीज फूड के बारे में बताएं, आपने कौन सा फूड ट्राई किया है चाइनीज का जो कि बहुत अच्छा है और आप सजेस्ट करेंगे दूसरे पाकिस्तानी स्टूडेंट्स को कि वो यहाँ आए चाइना में तो ये तो जरूर ट्राई करें ना.
अच्छा, दो चीजें हैं जो आई पर्सनली लव इट, लाइक मुझे टेस्ट डेवलप, पहली चीज तो हमें टेस्ट डेवलप करने में काफी टाइम लगता है बिकॉज चाइनीज लव स्पाइसेस and their spices are not as the spices we eat like in everyday life. Their spices are like really like वो कच्चा मसाला नहीं कहते जैसे वो उनका वो वाला मसाला है, like they sprinkle it and then they eat it. Two things, it's called hot pot and the second thing is dumplings. Like I would like to call it in Chinese as well. Hot pot is called huo huo in Chinese and the dumplings is called jiaozi. So these two things are my personal favorite when I live in China. So like I personally eat it every weekend almost. Like
So
when I get my
yeah,
pay, so I
okay.
so that I
Is it a vegetarian dish or a meat based dish?
it is meat based. Basically, hot pot is like it's a mixture of potatoes. It's a mixture of okay. One thing I hate about China, if they eat chicken, they tend to eat everything of chicken. Chicken's blood, chicken wings, and everything like this, its stomach, its intestines, everything. Like they eat everything, and I personally hate that. Like I went with a Chinese friend, like with a group of Chinese friends, and what they did was like they poured the chicken blood in the whole hot pot, and it got spoiled. Like they were eating it with so much like it's. I'm not
Yeah,
even
like
talking
yummy,
about it,
like
but
saying
you know
yummy.
they ate it like it was so delicious. No, it was not yummy. I couldn't eat it that. Like after that, I could not eat it. Honestly, it was so bad. But they enjoyed the meal so much. But you know, like it is their rituals, and according to our ritual, we cannot have that. So like they do that. So like if you want to eat the hot pot, you have to make sure like you tell the waiter or your friends that we can have this or we cannot have this. Like you have to be very cautious about eating in China because they eat everything. Honestly, they eat everything.
So you guys mostly try, I guess, halal restaurants or something, right?
No, I don't eat from outside because in order to save money, I cook every day in my dormitory room, and it's not
You have
allowed as
learned
well.
cooking
But every
completely.
like my no. I love cooking. I was meant to be a chef, but um, but life happened, and then I came to China and I started doing MBBS. So like, okay, let's not talk about that. It's a whole debate. So like, I know cooking as well. Like I love to cook. Like when I'm in depression or when I have some anxiety going on in my mind, or I can something I cannot share with anybody. So I just pour all my wussa over the cooking. I try to make the best food out of it when I'm in anxiety or depression or something.
Okay, what are the two best dishes that you can make? Hello, hello. Can you listen me, Alina?
Yeah, Ibrahim.
Okay, so what are the two
Yeah, I
best
can.
dishes you can cook?
What is the best dish I can cook? Biryani.
Biryani.
Yes, because I love biryani, so I like to make different kinds of biryani. Sindhi biryani, Hyderabadi biryani, ये biryani, वो biryani, बस मुझे बिरयानी बना के खिलाते रहो.
Okay. Alina, tell us about your traveling experience in China. कहाँ कहाँ आप घूमी हैं और Great Wall of China आपने देखी है या नहीं देखी?
बिल्कुल देखिए sir. Like 3 years back when I went back, like when I went to China for the first time, it was like on my bucket list to go to the Great Wall of China. I went there. Like my mom, after I went to China, like after 3 months, my mom came as well. So we togetherly we went to the Great Wall of China and reaching. Okay, as far as my travel experience is concerned, so I've been to Chengdu, I've been to Chongqing, I've been to Guangzhou, I have been to Beijing, and Suining, Lanzhong. I'm not remembering Suining.
What about Shanghai?
Shanghai, I have never been to Shanghai. Why? Because it's hell expensive, and for that I have to save loads and loads and loads of money in order to go to Shanghai, so that I can have a good weekend there.
ओके ओके। आपका जो
but I
एयरपोर्ट है
have
नैन,
plans of
आपका
doing it.
आपका जो सिटी है नैनचोंग, ये कौन से फेमस सिटी के करीब है?
Chengdu.
चिंगलू।
Yes.
Okay. How far
In
how far how
Chinese
far
language,
Beijing is from Nanchong?
a 32-hour train from my city to Beijing it is, and if you take a flight, it's 3 hours or 4 hours. Like I would prefer taking a flight because a train journey is very long. Honestly speaking, on a slow train, it's very long and it's very tiring.
Okay, okay, okay. Lina, the last question, I guess, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? आने वाले 5 सालों में अपने आप को आप कहाँ देखती हैं?
एक अच्छा सा doctor and a well-settled person in Canada.
अच्छा, well settled person in Canada. Why Canada? चाइना में नहीं सेटल होना आपने?
China is not a place to settle for with a family. Like I want my family to be settled in Canada because Canada एक तो कहते हैं ना वो दूसरा पंजाब है, and me being a Punjabi, so I would say कि Canada सही और US आना is way too easier from Canada to US. It's way easier than from China to US. It's easier to travel from Canada to US. इसलिए I would prefer Canada. मतलब
अच्छा,
my
तो चाइना में
my mother
परमानेंट
also
रेजिडेंसी के ऑप्शंस हैं या नहीं है?
permanent residency depends. Honestly, it depends because China does not offer nationality. It does
Yeah.
not. It gives you a permanent residence for 10 years, and then you have to
Renew it.
What do you have to do? Like
Renew it.
no,
Renew
no,
it.
no. You yes, you have to renew it as well. And majority people like stay there for study, and then after they're done with the study, they move back to the countries. That's what usually happens there. But it's not a place to live. Honestly speaking, it's not. It's a place for bachelor people like me or you. We are bachelors, so we can live. But like for the whole family, like if I say like I have to settle with my parents, I cannot. Honestly speaking, I cannot. Like they cannot survive because they don't have food we want. They don't have the they have the culture we but वहाँ का खाना हम लोग नहीं खा सकते. खाना बना के खा लो वो अलग बात है, लेकिन हमें इतना मजा नहीं आएगा जितना अगर हमें कनाडा में या हमें किसी और कंट्री में ऑस्ट्रेलिया कनाडा अमेरिका इस तरह होगा तो उसमें ज्यादा हमें मतलब हम इजीली एडजस्ट हो जाएंगे. लेकिन चाइना में हम इतने इजीली हमारी फैमिलीज एडजस्ट नहीं हो सकती. आई हैव एडजस्टेड इन 2 years, सो आई थिंक मेरी फैमिली को ज्यादा टाइम लगेगा एडजस्ट होने में.
ओके ओके। और चाइना का जो वीजा
This is
एप्लीकेशन
how it
प्रोसेस है
is.
वो डिफिकल्ट है या बहुत इजी है? मतलब हर कोई अप्लाई कर सकता है, मिल जाता है वीजा चाइना का आसानी से?
हर कोई कर सकता है. प्रोसेस बहुत आसान है और मतलब डॉक्यूमेंटेशंस कुछ भी नहीं रिक्वायर्ड. अगर आप बैचलर्स के लिए अप्लाई कर रहे हो, आपकी सारी डिग्रीज जो भी होंगी आपकी स्कूलिंग की कॉलेजेस की डिग्रीज होंगी और आपके एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म होगा मतलब आप अप्लाई करोगे. आप चाइना में बैचलर्स के लिए डायरेक्ट अप्लाई नहीं कर सकते. यू हैव टू अप्लाई थ्रू अ कंसल्टेंट. डायरेक्ट आप अप्लाई नहीं कर सकते चाइना में बैचलर्स के लिए. मेजॉरिटी ऐसा होता है. एमबीबीएस के लिए मतलब मैंने जब अपना प्रोसेसिंग स्टार्ट की थी, कोई भी ऐसा बंदा नहीं था जैसे मैं डायरेक्टली यूनिवर्सिटी से कंसल्ट कर सकूं. मुझे किसी ना किसी कंसल्टेंट की जरूरत पड़नी ही थी इन ऑर्डर टू गेट एडमिशन देयर.
ऑलराइट. तो आपने भी कंसल्टेंट के थ्रू ही अप्लाई किया था? दैट
मींस व्हाट?
आपने भी कंसल्टेंट के थ्रू ही अप्लाई किया था?
इब्राहिम, कैन यू से अगेन? जी जी बिल्कुल कंसल्टेंट के थ्रू अप्लाई किया था.
Okay, Alina, before we conclude our interview, I would like to ask you to give any suggestions or comments that you want to make, और कोई suggestions दूसरों के लिए आपने कहनी हो कि आपने चाइना like studying in China के हवाले से, या कोई motivation आपने देनी हो for girls especially, तो the floor is all yours now. You can speak whatever you want before we conclude this interview.
Okay. For girls, I would just say that stay confident because Chinese would love to harass foreigner girls. Honestly, because I have been through so much harassment, so you have to stay strong through your whole journey. And number 2 is
Harassment is a big
yes.
term, Alina. What do you mean by harassment?
I know that, Ibrahim, but honestly speaking, when the foreigners see like the Chinese guys, they see a foreigner girl, they try to touch her, or they try to be very cheesy with her, and they try to be like they honestly they pour their heart out. They will give her expensive gifts. Like I had a friend, I had a Chinese friend. He was my boss, and like he gifted me an iPhone 11 Pro. And what he wanted in return was like he wanted to have a close relationship kind of thing with him, and like it was not like that I wanted it. It was like that like we went over for a formal dinner thing, like everybody was there, and he gifted me a phone there, and he said he proposed me that. And when I said no to him, and like he was like touching me, like he was like pulling me over, so that was kind of an harassment for me. So it is like Chinese people are so desperate about girls. So like I would suggest girls like just to be strong throughout the whole journey. I never shared any harassment story with my family. Why? Because that would because I belong from a mediocre family, and my mother is a teacher herself, and my dad is also like my dad is a businessman. So obviously I would tell them, so they would be disturbed. Like try to handle things on your own. Be so much independent that you don't need anybody in your life further, and so that your any small or big problems you can handle. Be so much independent, because this
So
year
did you
when I came
report
to
this
Pakistan.
particular incident to the legal authorities? Did they take any action?
No, I went to the police. I got a case reported, and what they did was they said, "Okay, we'll help you out." Yes, they tried their level best to help me out. Like, like that person gave me the salary on the very day, and then he confiscated the very amount, and the police helped me out in getting the amount back. I returned, like I didn't accept that phone the person gifted me, but yes, the police really helped me out in getting my money back, and they said that she's a foreigner. We respect her, and we would be standing by her side till the time she wants. Like the police helped me out in that, like the best they can give later.
Okay, so for the girls, it's stay confident always, right?
Yeah, stay confident and independent. And if anybody is kind of doing any kind of I really just want to mention that it's not every Chinese is the same, but there are some people like as I say that पांचों उंगलियां बराबर नहीं होती, तो कुछ ठरकी भी होते हैं, कुछ बहुत I'm sorry for the slang, कुछ कुछ बहुत ज्यादा noobs भी होते हैं, कुछ अच्छे बंदे भी होते हैं, कुछ बहुत ज्यादा रिस्पेक्टफुल भी होते हैं. लेकिन बस यही है कि आपको पूरी जर्नी के थ्रू आपको कॉन्फिडेंट रहना पड़ेगा, एंड यू हैव टू ट्रस्ट योरसेल्फ एंड ट्रस्ट द प्रोसेस इन ऑर्डर टू बी द पर्सन यू सी इन द नेक्स्ट 5 years. या आप अपने आप को बहुत एक कॉन्फिडेंट, मतलब एक कामयाब बनने के लिए आपको बस अपने ऊपर ट्रस्ट रखना पड़ता है, अपने प्रोसेस पे ट्रस्ट रखना पड़ता है.
All right. So we will see you a great doctor in future, inshallah.
Inshallah, I hope so too, because my mother has so much of like trust in me, and she says that you will be a very renowned doctor in your time. I say okay, let's see with the time, like whenever it passes through, and जब आप पहुंच जाते हो अपने मंजिल पे, तो फिर उस टाइम पे पता चलता है कि भाई आपने क्या खोया और क्या पाया है. तो उस टाइम पे पता चलेगा कि हमने क्या खोया क्या पाया. तो अभी तो मैं कोई बात ही नहीं कर रही इस बारे में.
Okay, thank you so much, Alina, for your time, and I loved the conversation, and thank you so much for being with us, coming in my YouTube
Honestly
channel.
speaking, it's so good to talk sometimes. Honestly speaking, it's so good to talk about your life experience and share the journey you have, and you have things you have faced. Like honestly speaking, people are least bothered about it, and people are really not interested into it. But I really liked and the opportunity you gave me to come over and talk about it on the YouTube channel and talk about my things and like what I faced there. Like, thank you so much, Ibrahim, for giving me this opportunity.
You welcome, and inshallah, I wish you all the best in life, and we always pray that you reach the heights of success.
Ameen. Thank you so much, Ibrahim.
See you, Alina. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.
Bye bye.